Have you ever looked up at the sky and felt a shiver run down your spine as a storm gathers? That feeling, that mix of awe and fear, is exactly what draws us to weather, especially tornadoes. They're like nothing else on Earth. We see the images on the news, swirling funnels of dust and debris, homes and lives turned upside down in an instant. But what we often see is just the surface, the terrifying beauty of nature unleashed. What lies beneath, the science, the stories, the sheer unyielding power, that's what we're here to uncover. Get ready to have your minds blown, because today we're diving deep into the heart of the storm with 10 surprising facts about tornadoes that will change how you see these forces of nature forever. We often imagine tornadoes as those massive, swirling columns of dust and debris tearing across the landscape. And while that's certainly true for many, some tornadoes hide in plain sight. You heard that right. Invisible tornadoes are a real phenomenon. They form when there isn't enough moisture or debris near the ground for the funnel to become visible. Imagine that, a vortex of wind, potentially deadly, swirling towards you, and you can't even see it. These invisible tornadoes are incredibly dangerous because they can catch people off guard. Thankfully, meteorologists have a powerful tool in their Arsenal Doppler radar. This technology can detect the rotation within a storm, even if the funnel itself isn't visible, giving communities precious time to take cover. So the next time you hear a tornado warning, even if the skies seem clear, remember, trust the experts, trust the technology, and take shelter. We've all seen the movies, the way a tornado can toss cars around like toys and rip buildings apart. But those depictions aren't exaggerations. They're actually based on the terrifying reality of a tornado's wind speed. Get ready for this. The fastest wind speed ever recorded on Earth wasn't during a hurricane or a typhoon, but inside a tornado. In 1999, the Bridge Creek Moore tornado in Oklahoma unleashed winds clocked at an unbelievable 302 miles per hour. That's faster than most bullet trains and even some airplanes. These winds are so powerful they can turn everyday objects into deadly projectiles, hurl debris for miles, and literally rip the bark off of trees. The sheer destructive force of these winds is a testament to the immense power tornadoes possess. For decades, the term Tornado Alley has been synonymous with the Great Plains states, a region stretching from Texas to South Dakota. But recent data paints a worrying picture. Tornado Alley is shifting, and it's moving east. Scientists have observed a concerning trend. The number of tornadoes in the southeastern United States, particularly in states like Mississippi, Alabama, and Tennessee, has been on the rise. This shift is believed to be influenced by a complex interplay of factors, including climate change and shifting weather patterns. Warmer, more humid air, which is essential for tornado formation, is becoming more prevalent in the southeast, creating conditions ripe for these violent storms. And as the climate continues to change, this trend is only expected to worsen. Population growth and urban sprawl in vulnerable areas mean more people and structures are in harm's way when tornadoes strike. This combination of factors creates a perfect storm for potential disaster. We need to adapt our infrastructure, our warning systems, and our disaster preparedness plans to meet this evolving threat. You might have heard the old saying that tornadoes can't cross rivers or climb mountains. It's a comforting thought, but unfortunately, it's simply not true. Tornadoes are a force of nature that rarely adhere to human expectations. History provides a stark example: the tri-state tornado of 1925. This monstrous twister, with a path of destruction spanning an unimaginable 219 miles, didn't just cross the Mississippi River. It carved a path through 3 states: Missouri, Illinois, and Indiana. While terrain can sometimes influence a tornado's shape, size, or even cause it to dissipate, it rarely stops them entirely. Mountains might disrupt the airflow, and rivers might weaken the funnel temporarily, but a powerful tornado can often reform on the other side, continuing its path of destruction. We can't rely on geographical features to protect us. Instead, we need to focus on early detection, effective warning systems, and community preparedness to mitigate the risks posed by these powerful storms. Picture a tornado in your mind, and you likely see it spinning counterclockwise. That's the norm for tornadoes in the Northern Hemisphere, dictated by the Earth's rotation and a phenomenon known as the Coriolis effect. But nature, as always, has a few surprises up its sleeve. In rare instances, tornadoes spin clockwise. These meteorological anomalies are known as anticyclonic tornadoes, and they challenge our understanding of these powerful storms. While they tend to be weaker than their counterclockwise counterparts, they offer valuable insights into the complex dynamics of atmospheric instability and turbulence. Each tornado, regardless of its direction of spin, provides valuable data that helps scientists better understand these powerful storms and improve forecasting models. When we think of tornadoes, our minds often wander to the vast plains of the American Midwest. But these swirling forces of nature aren't confined to a single continent. In fact, tornadoes have been observed on every continent except Antarctica. From the grasslands of Argentina to the steppes of Russia, from the rice paddies of Bangladesh to the outback of Australia, tornadoes have left their mark across the globe. While the United States experiences the highest number of tornadoes annually, other regions face significant risks as well. Bangladesh, in particular, has a tragic history with tornadoes. The deadliest tornado in recorded history struck Bangladesh in 1989, killing over 1,300 people and injuring thousands more. This tragedy underscores the need for improved warning systems and disaster preparedness measures in vulnerable regions worldwide. April 26, 1989. A date etched in history, a stark reminder of nature's raw power and the fragility of human life. On this day, a monstrous tornado ripped through the Maniganj district of Bangladesh, leaving behind a trail of unimaginable devastation. This wasn't just any tornado, it was the deadliest in recorded history. With winds estimated to have exceeded 260 miles per hour, it tore through villages like a hot knife through butter, obliterating everything in its path. Over 1,300 lives were lost in a matter of minutes. Homes were reduced to rubble, trees uprooted, and entire communities vanished as if they had never been there. This tragedy spurred a global effort to improve tornado forecasting and disaster preparedness, particularly in developing countries. But the scars of that day remain, a somber reminder of the human cost of these devastating events. We typically envision tornadoes as funnels of dust and debris, but nature has a way of defying expectations. While rare, tornadoes can be composed of elements that seem straight out of a disaster movie: fire and water. Waterspouts, as the name suggests, are tornadoes that form over water. These swirling columns of air and water vapor can be just as dangerous as their land-based counterparts, especially if they move ashore. Coastal communities need to be just as vigilant about waterspout warnings as they are about tornado warnings. Then there are fire whirls, sometimes called fire tornadoes. These fiery phenomena occur during intense wildfires when extreme heat and turbulent winds combine to create whirling vortices of flame and ash. While waterspouts and fire whirls might seem like anomalies, they demonstrate the incredible range of conditions under which tornadoes can form. We've all seen the images of tornadoes tossing cars around like toys, but the reality of their power to displace objects is even more astounding. During these violent storms, objects can be carried for miles, turning everyday items into airborne projectiles and creating incredible stories of long-distance travel. One of the most remarkable stories is that of a bank check that took an unexpected journey during a tornado in 1915. Imagine the surprise when this check, ripped from its original location, was found over 110 miles away. It's not just small objects that get caught in the wind. Entire cars have been lifted and deposited miles away, rooftops ripped from houses and found in neighboring states, and even livestock carried through the air. The distances these objects travel serve as a stark reminder of the immense power within a tornado's grasp. Despite decades of research and advancements in technology, tornadoes remain one of nature's most unpredictable phenomena. We've come a long way in understanding the science behind these storms, but accurately predicting their formation, path, and intensity is still a challenge. Meteorologists can identify conditions favorable for tornado development using sophisticated tools like Doppler radar, weather balloons, and computer models. These tools provide valuable lead time for warnings, but the exact moment a tornado will touch down, its strength and its path can still surprise even the most seasoned experts. The chaotic nature of the atmosphere, the complex interplay of wind shear, updrafts, and instability make pinpointing a tornado's genesis like trying to predict where a leaf will land in a hurricane. But the quest for better prediction continues. Scientists are constantly refining models, analyzing data, and developing new technologies to improve forecasting accuracy and lengthen warning times. Until then, knowledge, preparedness, and heeding warnings remain our best defense against these unpredictable and powerful forces of nature. Tornadoes, with their terrifying beauty and raw power, continue to fascinate and frighten us. They are a stark reminder that we are not in control, that nature operates on its own terms. But as we delve deeper into the science, as we learn more about their intricacies and their quirks, we gain a newfound respect for these storms. We learn to appreciate their power while acknowledging our vulnerability. So the next time you see storm clouds gathering, remember the stories you've heard, the facts you've learned. Respect the storm, heed the warnings, and marvel at the incredible forces that shape our world. If you learned something new, give this video a like, hit subscribe, and turn on notifications. More fascinating facts are just around the corner, right here on FactQuest.